Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Satnam, everyone. Thanks for waiting for that little pause. I literally ran out of the room. I'm out of breath. I had to go get something and then I couldn't find it, which freaking cracks me up. But anyways, I am so excited to be here today. This is so funny. We're going to talk about the new moon in Virgo and all of the astrology of the new moon in Virgo. What are the major things that are going on with this new moon in Virgo? And also, we're going to talk about the Sabian symbol, the Chandra symbol, and the gene key of this new moon. So it's a lot to talk about because there is a lot of crazy energy. I'm like, what did I do with that paper? What did I do with it? It's got to be like in the front room, but I just couldn't find it. But anyways, it's all good. What I do want to share with you guys before we dive into the astrology of this new moon is what is coming up that I am extremely excited about. And that is the tarot masterclass that is coming up. We literally have, it starts next week. I'm doing this class with my friend, Jason. He's been reading tarot for, I think, over 5 years. I have been professionally over 5 years, but he's been doing it for a lot longer and has learned, through his youth, all about the tarot. And I had this amazing idea that I wanted to teach a class. And I know that the most powerful thing that you can do to really truly learn something is to teach it. And I always end up throwing myself into the fire when it comes to these things. But I deliver. And I freaking research like a mad woman when I want to feel prepared. And you have no idea the amount of wild knowledge that I have gained and I am gaining that I will be teaching you and sharing with you when we start class. The class goes for 9 weeks. It starts September 21st. We have a payment plan to make it affordable for everyone, or you can pay in full. And the information is below in the description of this video. There's 2 different options to choose from. And the class will begin by us talking about the history of the tarot. Where does like this idea of like symbols, using symbols for divination come from? And you guys know me, I go way back to ancient Atlantis, even before ancient Egypt, and the use of the symbols, the sacred geometry, the laws of the universe, all of that stuff in understanding how the universe works. And the thing that I am so excited about is talking about the major arcana and all of the hermetic alchemy that I have like found within the major arcana, and how amazing it is when you understand all the details of the cards to really grasp what this story of the hero's or the fool's journey is really about. And it's really our story. It's our story of healing. It's our story of ascension. It's our story of learning. And it's really freaking amazing. But that's not all we're going to talk about. The major arcana is just one part of the class. We're also going to dive into each of the suits and go through each card in each of the suits and talk about the meaning of the cards, the images on the cards, the symbols on the cards. And towards the end, we're going to talk about tarot spreads and how to do tarot, like how to do readings. And we will finish our conversation by diving into the topic of intuition and channeling and understanding how we best interpret, how we best receive messages. And once you know your strongest intuitive gift, you are able to more easily interact with the cards. And really, it's all about realizing that you are the oracle. And this class is going to be really amazing to do it live, but we are going to continue to offer it. It will stay up for sale after the fact, although after the fact, there's not going to be payment plan options. There's only going to be pay in full. So if you want to do the payment plan, you got to do it while we're doing it live. All the classes are going to be recorded. There's going to be replays for every single class, and you will continue to have access to those replays and those recordings after the class. And you also get to join our amazing global community, which is where I host. It's the platform that I host all of my courses. And that's also really fun because we have a lot of events that we host for free for the community. We do a book club. We do Kundalini yoga, yoga with Tori. All kinds of stuff. I have my Starseed membership there, and we host, Starseed membership meetings in the Starseed membership. And I, of course, run the Moon Goddess training, which, I'm going to be getting ready for level 3. Level 3 starts in like 2 weeks. I can't freaking wait. And of course, once the year ends, we will begin the whole journey again in 2024 for the Moon Goddess training. It's basically a year-long program. And in the end, you get certified as an Akashic Records reader, and you get to really understand how the universe works, what is the Akashic Records, but through the lens of ancient Atlantean wisdom. It's not the modern style of like teaching about the Akashic Records. We actually dive into the hermetic alchemy behind the understanding of how the universe works and sacred geometry and how that connects to us understanding and flowing and channeling the Akashic. So yeah, there's so much, you guys. I could go on and on. Me and Ariel, she's in the chat right now, we are also getting ready to launch a business school for light workers. For those of you that have been wanting for the opportunity to like jump and start your business and understand what it's all about. And we're going to get to like the nitty gritty of like the business stuff, as well as the fun marketing things. But we're going to talk about how to set up a business, all the, what state you're in and how that matters. We're going to talk about, filing, taxes and getting ready for doing your taxes for your business. And we're going to talk about basically how it feels and what is the energy of being in business as a light worker. So there's so many different people nowadays that are here to do the work, to help in the ascension of humanity. But we quite often lack the knowledge of like the matrix, And so we're going to study this in a really cool way and kind of bring it all together, talk about all the fun things about being a spiritual business and all of the details and important things about being in business. So I can't freaking wait. That's in the books. And let's see, I'm just going to start announcing it now. Raven and I are writing a book. We are going to be continuing A Circle of Stars. And some of you guys might know that I wrote a book. I co-authored a book a few years back, and it was all about the Celtic wheel and astrology. And we're going to recreate the book, but focus mostly on the view and the perspective of the astrology and the seasons of astrology based off of the astrology calendar and the ancient Atlantean wisdom and knowledge. So that is going to be coming out next spring. Obviously, I can't wait. I'm so excited. You guys are so awesome. Thank you for being here in the chat. Hello, Jill and Raven, Maricela, Valerie, Ariel, Carmelola, welcome in. Thank you guys for hanging out. Ping, welcome, Lish. So excited that you're here as well. Yeah, there's a lot happening. So you want to make sure you're part of the community, because that's where I announce most everything and where you can get access to all of the stuff that we offer. So let's dive into this new moon now that I've announced all of the crazy things that are going on. And this is my life right now, which feels amazing. I know I'm dropping all the bombs. I don't know, maybe it's the Virgo new moon inspiring me, but here we are. I'm going to show you the chart of the new moon and then talk about all of the details and all of the important things about this new moon. So this is really exciting because the new moon in Virgo generally points us towards the power to focus on the details and the power to stay present. Virgo is known as the Virgin. There's so many connections to this energy. Their mother Mary is, the goddess, the archetype that we work with through Virgo season. And because this is the new moon of Virgo season, it really highlights that energy. And we're talking about the rose, the sisterhood of the rose, and all of those connections to even Mary Magdalene and the sacred divine feminine frequency. It is a goddess energy, but it's also in astrological terms about really getting organized and hands down getting into the details. I literally just finished reorganizing my office, fixing it a little bit. I mean, I cleaned up my jewelry room. Finally, it's been months. It's been way too long. Finally cleaned out the jewelry room. I am so excited. I started beading again. I have a feather that this weekend I decided I'm going to finally go to this ceremony this weekend. So I wanted to take a special feather, and I've been wanting to bead it for years and finally started to bead it. And it's very, very like intricate work. These beads are like tiny, and it's very Virgo. Like, to get it perfect, you need to focus. You need to like be in the right energy. And so I just feel like all of these cool new things are like coming alive right now, and they feel so good. And I really do just want to like organize and clean. And that's the energy that we're in. And because we have so many planets that are retrograde, this is good. It's a reflective time. I'm also reading books that I have read before a long time ago, but I'm like ready to read them again. Like, I'm talking Carlos Castaneda books, and it's pretty amazing. So when we think about all of that, all of those things that Virgo represents, what it really does is bring us into the present moment. This is also the energy that rules, the health of our body and the clearness of our environment. If your environment isn't clean and tidy during Virgo season, you are going to hate your life. I'm just kidding, but not, you really have to care for your space, and your sacred space is more than anything else. We're all, spiritual people, light workers here. And those are things that are really important to keep in mind when you're going to meditate, when you're going to practice, when you're going to do your rituals. And another thing that this energy is all about is routine and ritual. So being organized is what you need to be able to follow your routines and your rituals and to have success in that area of our lives. So Virgo season is amazing. And, we get 30 days. We get 30 degrees of this. And that's it. And then we change to Libra season. And then, that's the fall equinox. We literally finish the summer and enter into the fall next week. And then 1 month later in Scorpio season, we're going to have eclipses, and they're going to be gnarly. So just enjoy this energy and let yourself feel into it really, really beautifully. So let's actually dive a little bit into the astrology. So here we go. This is what we're looking at right here. The sun and the moon, both at 21 degrees of Virgo. The first thing that I love to look at is who are the planets, or which or many planets that rule this energy, and what are they doing during this new moon. So the most important one that we want to look at is Mercury. Mercury's right over here. He's retrograde. But on the 15th, so this new moon is happening on the 14th, so on Thursday. And then right afterwards, the planet Mercury, who rules the sign of Virgo, actually goes direct. So we end the Mercury retrograde, and that's actually a really cool thing for me that I'm going to the ceremony. I'm just now realizing this. But yes, this period of deep reflection in the mind space is now being released so that we can now start moving forward. And there's still a lot of retrogrades, so we're still in retrograde city, but we are now going to feel the release of at least this one retrograde. So Venus went direct, and now Mercury is going to go direct, and it's actually really, really cool. But the other planet that actually co-rules Virgo is Chiron, and Chiron is right over here in the sign of Aries. And he's with the North Node. And the North Node is about destiny. Chiron is healing. North Node is destiny. It's about healing into the future. It's about us moving forward as we heal. And as we heal, we're able to continue to move forward. And that Aries energy is about the warrior of the light. And it's about being in your space of that strength to and desire to take action in your life. It's not I'm going to sit around and just hang out kind of energy. That's Libra. That's the South Node. If you feel like you don't want to really do anything right now, you may be a little bit focused on that South Node and working through some karma. But the truth is that we should be feeling this desire to launch forward with power and with strength and with will, right? It's about willpower. So I think this is beautiful. This energy, and it's a new moon, which means it's about setting intentions, and setting intentions that will help you to find that organization, that will help you to get into that space of feeling good about being here in the third dimension. Because that's what Virgo does. It brings us out of the ethers and into the hardcore physical environment. I just got done vacuuming, and I was like, what the fuck? Why do I wait so long to vacuum sometimes? I mean, it's ridiculous, right? Because it gets disgusting in the corners, and you're like, what the heck? And then for this, I'm being full disclosure here. After our retreat, I had these boxes that I had taken to the retreat in Sedona. Came home, and the boxes were sitting here on the side of my desk, and I had to they were kind of in the way, but not really. And I just now fucking move them out. This is crazy. This is how busy I get. But the feeling that I have right now, being in this office and seeing everything organized, my husband just put up some shelves so I could put all my tarot cards up. And oh my God, to be able to see all of them finally for the first time, I'm like, woo. So this is really, really a really good energy to take freaking advantage of. And I see myself doing that, and it's kind of making me laugh. But what else is happening with this energy? So the first thing is that this moon is making a trine to all of the earth, and that's Jupiter, Uranus, and also Pluto, which means this kind of activates a grand trine in Earth. Yeah, I don't want to look at the corners. Maricela, that's hilarious. Yeah, I can't stand it anymore, and I'm like so ready. Like I even wiped my mat with like spray and like a wet towel. Yeah, but this is a beautiful grand trine in Earth, which means that it's going to bring us down to Earth, but with a little bit of spice, right? Because this is Uranus. But Uranus does require that we're focusing, like that we're paying attention, that we're like going to receive what he is here to show us. And yes, he comes in sudden insights and surprises and all that energy and all that good stuff, but it is a grounding that is like being emanated right now, that is emanating from this energy. So I feel like that's a really, really good sign. Plus the trine, which already happened exactly between the sun and Jupiter, that's like so positive and auspicious. It's not even funny. I mean, that's like good luck. That's like expansion. That's like money, you know? I mean, Jupiter is retrograde. I'll give you that. But still, it's still going to feel like a nice activation, at least in my perspective. The other thing that this moon is doing is actually making an opposition to Neptune. And that's really interesting because Neptune is in its home sign, and it's about our dreams, our visions. It's about like waiting for a vision. Neptune is the Hanged Man card. And the Hanged Man card is about a different perspective. So we do have this very opposing perspective. Hello, Alejandra, welcome in. About ourselves right now, about life. There are two opposing forces, and we are needing to find the balance between the two. It's always about finding balance and harmony. But if you're not able to see your life in a different way, this is so interesting, because all of the retrogrades is like the Hanged Man. But the Hanged Man isn't like, oh, we can't do anything, we can't move forward. It's about basically seeing things as if you were upside down, which means up becomes down and down becomes up. And that's why it's so interesting, because it's not about waiting so much as it is about listening and paying attention. And what are the messages that are coming in? They can feel like there's a little bit of confusion, right? Because anytime there's an opposition or a square to Neptune, it can create like a fog. But I'm the one thing I'm feeling foggy about is like trying to make up my mind about some specific thing like in my life. And this week was like kind of very strong for that. But the other thing is that I'm starting, as I get closer to the new moon, I'm starting to feel more clarity. So I feel like this opposition, even though it can be strong, I think that it's working for us instead of, against us. We also have Mercury making an opposition. It's not exact, but it's kind of close to Saturn. And that's like seriousness. That's when the seriousness comes in. Venus over here making a sextile to Mars. That's a positive energy that is directed towards action. And because Venus is in Leo and we're kind of coming out of we're starting to see the lessons unfolding of the retrograde of Venus. So we're also experiencing that at the same time. She is now in the phase where she's becoming full like the moon, and she's the brightest as the morning star. And in the morning is when the revelations come. So we are receiving the revelations, and it's guiding us towards right action. It's guiding us towards balance, and it's guiding us towards harmony. She's also making a trine to Chiron. and that like north node energy. And that is a desire to heal. The desire matches the need to heal. And the chakra, if we jump over to, so basically that's all the astrology that I wanted to talk about, and it's pretty exciting. But now once we move over to talking about what chakra and system of the body this energy activates, we go into the Atlantean wisdom. And according to the ancient Atlanteans, Virgo represents the heart chakra. And like oh my God, right when I said that, my program said 3333. That's crazy. The number goes up and down, up and down, up and down. It's like the streaming number. And right when I said the heart and I put my hands on my heart, I saw 3333. That's crazy. Love that. So this is about opening the heart, being in our heart space. And it's interesting because Virgo is such a down to earth energy. It can be high strung, but it's still earth, but it's immutable earth. But it's about opening our heart so that we can actually be more present and be more present to the real world that we're experiencing on a day-to-day basis. Hello, Jeanette. Welcome in. So that's important. And the other interesting thing is that this new moon correlates with the integumentary system. And the integumentary system is all about the skin. It's literally the skin. And what does the skin do? The skin is the protective shield that we have for our bodies. It is a very, very large organ, the largest organ in the body. And it breathes, and like it's connected to digestion and the health of your digestion and any allergies, because if you have allergies like of food and stuff, you'll see it in your skin. And the skin pretty much tells you what's going on the inside. Like if you get rashes, that's something going on inside. You know, if you get pimples on your face, it's something happening inside your body. That's you're seeing it on your face or whatever. But that's what I'm talking about. The skin shows you what's inside. And when you have clean inside and healthy inside, your skin glows. Right? So that's the connection between the heart. It's like clean heart, clean body, clean like aura. Because when you have like clear skin and your skin glows and it's like really healthy, you glow from within. Like that's literally what we're seeing. And you can tell that you're like, oh my God. Oh, hey, Raessa, welcome in. This person looks like we're attracted to that. You know, this person looks great. You look great. What are you doing? You know, oh, I'm taking care of myself. And then you can see it like physically. So there's a powerful connection here between the heart chakra and having also a strong shield of protection, because the skin protects. So it is a little bit about protecting ourselves, but it's also about making sure we're doing the inner work that will be reflected in the outer reality, which is the same as that Pisces Virgo duality. The ethereal, the spiritual work, the inner work, connecting to our soul, that will show itself in the 3D, which is that Virgo frequency. So super awesome stuff. I really, really am enjoying this energy. So we are going to now talk about the Sabian symbol. And I like adding Sabian symbol and Chandra symbols to these readings because they add more symbols are my favorite, right? And so the more symbolism that we have, the more that we can like tap into the essence of the moon, whether it's new or full, in various different ways. And we may receive a very powerful message from any of these things. Like you might be feeling really connected to the astrology that's going on, or you might feel, wow, that like Sabian symbol is like wild, you know? So anyways, this is the Sabian symbol for this new moon. Amidst the cruelty and chaos of war, a nobleman, still loyal to his inherited code of ethics, helps defend the gates of the palace from the attacks of rioters. Amidst the cruelty and chaos of war,
A nobleman still loyal to his inherited code of ethics helps defend the gates of the palace from the attacks of rioters. Can you feel? So the way that I read these is like just feel into the energy of that statement. What jumps out at you? According to the book, this is about maintaining a code of ethics in a society that is falling apart, both morally and physically. Apocalyptic scenarios. Are you effing kidding me? Right? This is about standing in the breach, jump into dangerous battles in support of a cause, trying to buttress the moral order, the social contract as the central ordering principle of society, conservative resistance to change that can lead to moral decay and eventually revolution, standing firmly behind what one says, clearly outlining one's beliefs. I mean, the clarity in this message is very strong. Fully integrating one's moral philosophy into your life, like walk the talk, viewing and analyzing the world through a framework of unchanging values, fighting for one's country's highest ideals. I mean, you can't make this shit up, right? Inner aristocracy versus descent into barbarism. The main thing that I see here that's like the most important one is maintaining a code of ethics in a society that is falling apart, both morally and physically. Like, dude, that one doesn't even need an explanation. But I know that is insane. The Chandra symbol. Let's look at the Chandra symbol of this moon. A woman writing with the tip of her fingernail. That's interesting. Sharply attuned, self-consistent, always telling the same story in variations. Autobiography. So much to say, such lineage to articulate and reveal. Being brilliantly tuned into every nuance of your own superfine sensibility and not missing a stitch. Eerily intent upon staying on course and witnessing how it is done, why it is done, with dispassionate gaze. Selected by destiny to be the one to exemplify the way it should be done. Let me read that one again. Selected by destiny to be the one to exemplify the way it should be done. Whoa. Willing and able to do this forever and do nothing else. Damn. So straight and narrow that it becomes idiosyncratic and self-referential. The name of the game is to call the shots, to stay on top of the situation, and to tap every level of intelligence to make your way purely and precisely where you were intended to be, in the master plan being followed utterly. Whoa, this one just blew my mind. I'm going to read that last part again. Selected by destiny to be the one to exemplify the way it should be done. Willing and able to do this forever and do nothing else. So straight and narrow that it becomes idiosyncratic and self-referential. The name of the game is to call the shots, to stay on top of the situation, and to tap every level of intelligence to make your way purely and precisely where you were intended to be in the master plan being followed utterly. Damn. Dude, that's badass. I fucking love that. Why do I love that? I don't know. So let's dive into the gene key. That really did blow my mind. So the gene key that this new moon is on the 47th gene key, which is on the 47th gate in human design. The gene key, the phrase that describes the gene key and the title of this video is Transmuting the Past. So you can tell what kind of frequency we're going into, right? This gene key moves from the shadow of oppression to the gift of transmutation to the city of transfiguration. And tomorrow, when I talk about the human design, we're going to talk about the 47th gate, which is called the gate of realization, which is in the ajna, which connects to the 64th gate, which is called the channel of abstraction, which is about not having clarity in the moment, but waiting until the experience is done so that you can understand the whole meaning of it. So, but that's for tomorrow. I want to read to you about the city of Transfiguration. What is that about? Here we go. Are you ready for this? I don't even. Okay. The true meaning of the crucifixion. That's the subtitle. By the way, I'm reading from the Gene Keys book, which is Embracing Your Higher Purpose. The true meaning of the crucifixion. Please, Richard Rudd, do tell. The 47th city represents the culmination of the 47th gene key in human form. Transmutation never really ends. It simply outgrows its casing. And this is what occurs through the 47th city of transfiguration. This word, transfiguration, is almost entirely associated with Christ's ascension and resurrection. It refers to his shining countenance when he reappears after his crucifixion. The life of Jesus Christ is in fact the perfect mythic enactment of all the stages of alchemical transmutation ending in this state of transfiguration. If we can escape the endless dogma and opinion that surrounds the figure of Jesus and view his life at this symbolic level, we can see the greater secret of all human life. Christ's life symbolically represents the life of every human when they hold back nothing and embrace everything. There have been descriptions of similar transfigurations throughout the world. Notably, the Tibetans have many records of people attaining the rainbow body. The ancient Taoists of China also have records dating back many centuries of masters who attained the state of transfiguration. This 47th city reveals the ultimate purpose of the non-coding DNA within the body, which actually does code for a process within the physical body after all. The force of transmutation strips you emotionally and mentally to such an extent that it eventually reaches down into the physical matter of your body. The power of the myth then takes over, and the very cells of your body begin to transmute into the pure light frequencies from which they were made. The elements that make up your body were made in stars, and you turn back into star in your own mini supernova. This is the final state described by the alchemist, the unio mystica, or sacred marriage, in which all your constituent elements dissolve back into one another, and out of your base matter symbolic gold is formed. I fucking love this. Like all the Siddhic states, transfiguration is not a common phenomenon. You can see how powerful an influence it has over the world through its manifestation at the end of Jesus' life. Other cultures where it has happened have been mainly insular, so popularly it has been considered legend. One might ask why it hasn't occurred somewhere more recently in the age where it would be widely reported or even filmed. The answer to that question lies within the script inside our bodies. What is certain is that it will occur again, and probably on a far larger scale than has ever been seen before. Humanity stands upon the threshold of one of its great transmutations. As a species, we are moving through the symbolic time of our crucifixion, and crucifixion precedes transfiguration. Ooh, oh my God, I just got full body chills. Our crucifixion means everything that is old must leave the world as a new light emerges. What must be sacrificed in the coming centuries is our modern world with most of its trappings. As with all transmutations, it is a time of great uncertainty, great fear, and great excitement. Full body chills, you guys. On a cosmic level, transfiguration doesn't end. The whole of our planet, humanity, all the creatures, and the earth herself will eventually be transfigured. Transfiguration on a social level must include the entire planetary organism because, despite our current perspective, we are really the mind and eyes of the earth rather than being separate from it. There will come a time when all the elements that make up our planet vibrate at such a high frequency that the world as we know it will disappear into a field of vibrating light. Yeah, rise, sister, rise. Before this unprecedented and fantastical event, which is in the far future, as we measure time, the phenomenon of individual transfiguration will become more common. This is due to the activation of the 22nd city of Grace, which is the programming partner of this 47th city. These two cities operate as one, which means that for an individual to attain the state of transfiguration, he or she has to be touched by divine grace. Oh my God. No one can say when, where, or to whom grace will occur. But it is an aspect of the divine feminine principle, which is part of the current cycle of incarnations. Divine grace can only touch those who work through the 47th city, because these individuals have to take on the collective karma of the whole of humanity. Whoa! This is the final great transmutation enacted through the crucifixion. The crucifixion represents the individual's descent into hell, the underworld of the collective unconscious, and the complete submersion in the ancestral pain and suffering of all beings. It is to face the collective fear of humanity that lies within the heart of every human's DNA. One who reaches this level of self-sacrifice calls upon himself or herself the Holy Spirit or divine grace, which precedes and enables resurrection and final transfiguration. So, that's all, class. I'll meet you next time. Oh my fucking God. This is intense. Okay. Got it, Richard Rudd. Got it. I'm sorry. This one really got me. It's making me laugh. It's so amazing. Anyways, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you enjoy this new moon and that you take advantage of it. Don't waste this energy of Virgo. Yeah, dang, mic drop. Use it to oh my God, I can feel it. Create the environment that you want to live in. Create the environment that you want to live in. Holy shit. That's it. That was the new moon talking to us. I don't know who said that. I don't know where that came from. Create the environment that you want to live in. All right. I love you guys. I hope to see you back right here tomorrow at the same time to talk about the human design. Come into our global community. All the links are below. We're going to be doing a ceremony on Thursday evening for the new moon. And we're also doing mini readings on Friday. Don't forget about that. Get on the list now because I'm sure there's going to be a big list. Me and Raven, who's here in the chat, are doing mini readings on Friday. I'm really excited about that. And don't forget to sign up for the tarot class. The tarot masterclass begins not this Thursday, but the next Thursday. So next week, dun, dun, dun. If you have not signed up, make sure to do so. The payment plan will only be available during the live version, although the class will be available for purchase after we are complete with it. So, Satnam, 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 Waheguru. See you tomorrow.